Hello everyone, you didn't expect to see me, did you? You expected to go straight to your Draw with Rob video, but don't worry, your Draw with Rob video is coming up very shortly. I just wanted to quickly tell you about the Draw with Rob activity book, which is out now. You can get it wherever you get your books from, so you can get it online or even better from your local bookshop. And it's a really cool book. If you like these videos, I guarantee you will like this book too. It's printed on this special paper that is really good for drawing on. That's right, you are allowed to draw in this book. That's what it's for. You will see it features lots of my characters, your favourite characters from these draw along videos, and I've made you a nice frame to draw your picture in. The edges of every page are perforated, so it's easy to tear out, stick up on the wall or up on the fridge, wherever you want to put your pictures. And it's full of other things to do. There's lots of puzzles and colouring pages. You have to find 10 butterflies in this picture. Do you reckon you can find 10 butterflies? I bet you can. Other things to do. I've started off pictures and you can finish them off. You've got to draw pirate hats on these guys. So there's loads and loads of things for you to do. And as I said, I guarantee if you like my videos, you will like this book. So why don't you check it out now? I'll put a link somewhere in this post. In the meantime, you might want to get on with this Draw with Rob video, might you? So I should stop talking. So without further ado, here's the video. Have fun. And don't forget to share your drawings using the Draw with Rob hashtag. Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Draw with Rob. With me, Rob Biddulph. There I am, sitting at my desk. I'm sitting at that desk right now, in fact. Now then, I am a children's author and illustrator. You might know me from books like this one. It's called Odd Dog Out. It's all about a sausage dog who doesn't fit in with all the other sausage dogs. Maybe you've seen my Dinosaur Juniors book. This one is called Wide Awake. And this is a really good one for bedtime. If you have trouble nodding off and falling asleep at night, then this could be the book for you. There's lots of little tricks and things in there which might help you get off to sleep. But we are here today to do a drawing together, as per usual. There's my piece of paper, nice and central, and a screen like that. And I thought, now today is a very special day. What's the date today? It's July the 9th, which means that today the Draw with Rob activity book is published. So I thought it would be good to do a drawing of somebody who's featured in this book. Now then, we have drawn lots of characters in this book already. It features lots of the draw-alongs that we've already done actually. But when you get to this page, this is one of my favourite pages in the book. So what I've done on some of the pages in this book is I've started a drawing, and it's up to you guys to finish off the drawing, because this is very special paper that you can draw on. So on this particular page, you have to draw pirate hats for all these characters here. And I really like these pages, and I really like these characters, and they all feature in my book Sunk. And one of my favourite characters is this chap here, Captain Walker Plank. Do you know what kind of animal Walker Plank is? That's right, he's a walrus. So I thought it might be fun today, just to celebrate the launch of the Draw with Rob activity book, that we drew Captain Walker Plank, who features in the book. It's always fun to draw a pirate, isn't it? So, what you're going to need is a piece of paper and something to draw with. Now then, just in case you've never seen any of these videos before, this is how it works. Lots of people tell me they don't think they're very good at drawing, and I say, do you know what? Everybody can draw. It's just a question of knowing the order to do the drawing in. So that's where I come in. So this is how it works. I'm going to do a little tiny bit of the drawing on my piece of paper here. Then you can pause the video, then you copy what I do, then start the video up again. I'll draw a bit more, then you draw, then I draw, then you draw, then I draw, then you draw. And at the end, I promise you, we're going to end up with a really cool picture of Captain Walker Plank, the pirate walrus. Right, now this one, it might take a little bit longer, this one. There's lots of little details and things in this drawing that are really fun to draw, but they just take a little bit of time, okay? So, grab your pen or your pencil and let's start, shall we? We are going to start with quite a simple shape. It's going to be, what I want you to do is, this is the middle of your page here. We're just going to go about 5 centimeters up from the middle, and I want you to draw a great, well, not great big, a sort of medium size curve like that. Okay, so it's like a sort of a lowercase n without the little line, but just a little curve like that, slightly comes in at the bottom, okay? So a nice easy start. Then what I want you to do is from the bottom left of this curve that we've drawn, I want you to go out a little bit and just start curving up like that. Not too far, just a little bit. And then let's do the same on the other side. We're going to come in, start curving up, and then stop. Okay. The next thing to do is we're going to join these 2 points up. We're not going to go straight across like that. We're going to go in a little curve, another little curve, like that, like a rainbow curve, like that. So we end up with this sort of curved shape here with 2 sharp corners on each side. And that is the start of our walrus face. The next thing to do is we're going to draw yet another curve. Put your pen about here, so sort of halfway between the top and the bottom of this area here, and we're just going to draw another curve, but going the other way this time, like that. Easy peasy, easy peasy. Okay, then up here we are going to draw 2 little dots, like that. Oh, they look like eyes, don't they? It looks like some kind of strange alien character at the moment, but you know what? They're not eyes. It will become clear what they are in a second. Now, from each of these, I want you to draw a little spiral. That one can go that way. That one can go that way. Now, if any of you have watched all of my videos, you might know what these are now, because I always draw this particular part of the body in the same way, with a little spiral. So I wonder if any of you have guessed which part of the body that is. Okay, now the next thing to draw is probably the most famous part of a walrus's body, okay? And this is how I'm not going to tell you what they are yet, but you will soon see. So what we're going to do, we're going to imagine that this line here, this curve here, is going to continue down, but it's going to continue down in a pretty straight line. So we're going to come straight down, and we're going to come down quite a long way to about there. So it's longer, a little bit longer than the size of that first shape that we drew. Okay, and we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. We're going to come down in a straight line, and they're not going to, we don't want these two to touch, okay? There needs to be a gap in between them, and I'll show you why. If we go back over to this side, we just curve around at the bottom, and then we're going to go straight back up, follow the same shape, but it can get a little bit wider at the top, like that, okay? And then we're going to do the same over here. And should I tell you what these funny things are? They are the walruses' tusks. They have these huge, great sort of tusks that come down from their mouths. So let's tell you what the rest of it is here. This is going to be the little mouth here, and these are the nostrils. That's how I draw nostrils, isn't it? In a little kind of swirly shape. Okay, before we move on, we're going to add some whiskers to this area here. Now what we need to do, we need to draw lots of little dots. We're going to cover that whole area, well, sort of sort of underneath the nostrils, we're going to cover with dots. Do you know what? I'm going to speed up now. Here we go. There we go. So lots and lots of little dots, and they're kind of like where his kind of whiskers grow from. And we're actually going to add 3 little whiskers coming out of each side as well. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, just like that. Okay, now then. The next thing to do is we are going to draw the shape of our walrus's head and body. So we're going to draw a big shape around all these details that we've drawn so far. So this is how we're going to do it. Let's start right in the middle at the top. So if you imagine a line going up between the 2 nostrils, just to about there, not too far above the shape we've drawn. And what I want you to do is I want you to come out like that and start curving down, going past the whiskers, going down, not dead straight, a very slight diagonal. Can you see? It's not that straight, we're slightly at an angle, like that. And we're going to come right down past the bottom of the tusks. How far shall I go? Let's go to, I'm going to go down to about there. And we're going to curve around at the bottom. And then do you know what? We need to do the same up here, but I'm going to start back at the top, just so I get my angles right. So I'm going to come round, I'm going to follow the head, the nose area around like that, And I'm going to come down at a slight diagonal again. And then hopefully I'm going to start curving round and we're going to join up. Oh, there is a dog trying to get in here. Now, I don't know if you heard that, somebody clawing at the door to my studio. You might think that's Ringo, mightn't you? But you know what? It's not Ringo. Ringo is in the house, I think. This is another dog. We are dog sitting for my brother. Have I told you about my brother's dog? Not my brother, that's not my brother clawing at the door. I should probably explain that. That's my brother's dog. Have I ever told you about my brother's dog? My brother's dog has got the silliest name you've ever heard in your life. I'll tell you why she's got the silliest name. It's because when they first got her, when she was a puppy, they said that their daughter, my niece, Martha, could choose the name for this dog. And they said, you know, whatever you want to call this dog, that's what we're going to call it. And so Martha, I think she was only 2 or 3 at the time. Do you know what she said she wanted to call this dog? I promise you this is the truth. She said, please can we call the dog Toothpaste? So the dog is Toothpaste, and Toothpaste is clawing at the door. Toothpaste wants to come in. Hang on, give me a second. I'm just going to let Toothpaste in. Toothy, Toothy. In you come. I've dropped my microphone. Toothpaste, I've dropped my microphone. You're causing all sorts of trouble, Toothpaste. Oh, dropping my microphone all over the place. Right. Okay. She's in. She's having a little snooze. Hi, Toothpaste. You're going to lie down. You've got to be quiet. You've got to be quiet, young lady. Right. I'm really sorry about that. Okay. Let's get back to our drawing. Right. Yes, so you should have a shape like that. Okay. And that is going to be our walrus's body. Should we give our walrus an eye? Now, the reason I said an eye will become clear in a second. What I want you to do, over here in the space just above the whiskers, I want you to draw a nice round circle, like that. And in the middle of that circle, we'll draw another little circle that we'll colour in. And there is one of Captain Walker Plank's eyes. Now, Captain Walker Plank is a pirate walrus. So, like a lot of pirates, he has got a patch over one eye. This is how we're going to do the patch over the eye. First of all, we need to do the patch's kind of strap that goes around his head. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a line that goes along there. Imagine it goes through the nose area and carries on out the other side like that. Okay, so that's the first thing we're going to do. And then coming down on this side where the eye would be, I want you to draw a kind of U shape like that we can then colour in. And that is going to be the eye patch, Captain Walker Plank's eye patch, like that. Pretty cool, isn't it? Okay, now then, a pirate needs a pirate's hat, and a pirate walrus is no exception to that. So this is how we're going to draw the hat. What I want you to do is, we're going to make 2 little marks, one there and one there. Okay, that's how we're going to start our pirate hat. Then coming up from this left-hand mark, I want you to draw a diagonal line, quite a tall one that goes up to about there. And then we're going to do exactly the same on the other side, like that. Then I want you to curve around and do a really tall, thin U shape, like that joins up on each side. And that is the shape of Captain Walker Plank's pirate hat. Now, pirate clothing was very, very kind of elaborately decorated, lots of gold stitching and little kind of details. So we are going to have a bit of fun and we're going to add those details in. Now, this is what I'm going to do on this. I'm going to do lots of little kind of semicircle shapes all the way around the edge of that. So I want you to take your time this drawing. I think this drawing might be the one that takes us the longest because there's lots of little kind of details, but at the end you're going to end up with something really, really cool to look at. I'm going to speed up while I do that. So have a look at what I do and then pause the video and take your time copying me. So here we go. I'm going to add these semicircles. 1, 2, 3. There we go. A bit of decorative semicircularness around the edge of the hat. The next thing is we're going to add a little sort of gold stripe that goes all the way around the edge of the hat. I'm going to speed up again for that so you don't have to watch me doing it because I'm going to take my time and try and do it carefully. So I'll go into speed mode again. Here we go. There we go. And when we come to colour it in, we're going to colour that bit in. I think we're going to colour it in gold. Okay, so that's the pirate hat, but he has this huge kind of white feather that comes out of the pirate hat. So what we do, about halfway up this line here, we're just going to draw a sort of curvy shape that comes out like that. And then we're just going to continue it round, sort of curving round. So it's a great big sort of puffy feather. And we're going to join it back up with the side of his head, like that. So it's a really nice sort of showy offy type feather hat. Okay, so now we need to draw his jacket and that kind of thing. But before we actually get onto the jacket, we are going to draw. Pirates, they often sort of wore these belts, but they didn't wear them across the waist. They sort of went over one shoulder. I don't know if you've seen the Star Wars films. Do you know Chewbacca in the Star Wars films? He sort of wears this kind of, it's called a bandolier, and it goes over one shoulder diagonally over the body, and it looks really cool. So I thought that's what we'd give Captain Walker Plank, and it's got a great big buckle on this belt. So we're going to actually start with the buckle on this belt. So what I want you to do is, we're going to draw like a rectangle, but we're going to do it at an angle, just sort of next to one of his tusks, like that. So what we do first is just a rectangle, and then in the middle of the bottom edge, we're going to draw a smaller, thinner rectangle, like that. And then we're going to draw another rectangle inside that first rectangle we drew, but a bit smaller, like that. And there we go. It's a very simple piratey belt buckle. And you know I've sort of done it at an angle, because remember I said the belt goes diagonally across the body. So let's draw that in now. We're going to draw a diagonal line. It's going to go behind the tusks, and it's going to go right down to that side of his body. And then we're going to draw another line at the top of the belt, like that. So there we go, a diagonal belt that goes all the way across his body. Now we have to draw these things in this particular order because they're in front of other elements of the jacket, you see. So the belt is right at the front there, but he's also going to be wearing this sort of little scarf at the front here. So we have to draw that before we draw the rest of the jacket in. So this is how we do that. In between the two tusks at the top, what I want you to do is a little wavy line, just like that. Okay, so like a little sort of C going across there, but not touching each side. And then at each end, we're just going to come down a little bit like that. And then we're going to go down diagonally behind the tusks. And then we're going to draw a bigger wavy line at the bottom, like that. And that's going to be his little scarf. We could add a bit of detail if you like in the scarf. Why don't we add a couple of horizontal lines there? Maybe put a few little dots across that horizontal line. And then we'll add a few little lines just coming out of that, and a few going up like that. There we go. A nice detailed scarf. So can you see what I mean? I think this drawing might take a little bit longer because there's lots of really cool details. Okay, now I think we can draw the top of the jacket. Now the top of the jacket is going to come from behind the little scarf we've drawn. We're just going to draw a line that goes straight across behind those teeth. Tusks. Teeth? Are they teeth? I don't know if they're actually teeth. Somebody will probably be able to tell me. Let's add a little bit more detail like we did up there, shall we? We'll just add another little line underneath that first one, like that. And why don't we add some of these semicircles? I'll do them quickly this time. I won't need to go into speed mode. We'll just add a few of these little semicircles just to add a bit of a detailed edge that matches the detailed edge of his hat. Now then, we've got to draw the buttons that come down the front of his jacket. But before that, before we actually draw the buttons themselves, we have to add a bit of a pattern element. So what we're going to do is, I want you to draw a sort of lozenge shape. So that's basically like a rectangle, but with rounded ends. In fact, we're going to draw a few of them, just going up his body. So rounded ends in there, rounded end. How many have we done? 3. That would come out the other side there, I think. Let's do one more. Remember, we have to put them behind the other elements, like that. So we've done 4 rounded ends. Then what I want you to do is just draw inside of all of those. We're going to sort of draw the same shape, but a bit smaller. Whoa, this is a complicated one, isn't it? Can't wait to see your drawings. I bet they're going to be really good. They're probably going to take a bit longer, aren't they? Don't worry about that. Take all the time you need. Okay, now we can draw the actual buttons. And the actual buttons, they sort of sit at the end of those lozenge shapes. So draw a little circle at each end. They're going to be the actual buttons of his jacket. I think I could hear Toothpaste behind me snoring. I don't know if you can pick that up, but she is snoring quite loudly. She must be very tired. She's had a long walk today. Okay, and then the last thing to do for this little detailed bit is a straight line that goes up behind all of those lozenge shapes and just disappears behind the scarf. We're going to do another one, exactly the same, next to it. And then we're going to draw one more, so 3 lines in total, like that. And that is the middle of our pirate's jacket. That's pretty good, I think. Right. Oh, there's a couple of bits I forgot to add to the belt area. We just need to do a couple of little dots on our belt, like that, each side of the buckle. It just makes it look a little bit more belt-like. Right then, the last thing to draw of the main pirate's body is the Walruses Flippers. Now they sort of lean up on their flippers like that, and because our view, we're looking at them straight from the front, we're just going to draw the flippers sort of there and there. But because he's wearing a pirate jacket, we need to add a bit of detail to the sleeves. So this is how we're going to do that. The first thing to do is, imagine there was a horizontal line that just touches the bottom of his tummy there, that goes along. Move your pen along just to about there, and then we're going to draw a diagonal line up like that. Okay? And then we're going to do exactly the same, a mirror image on the other side, diagonal line like that. Then we are going to go straight along the floor, like that, on both sides, about 1.5 centimeters. Then we're going to draw another much shorter diagonal line, going in exactly the same direction as that one, like that. And then we're just going to join them up like that, with another diagonal line, just like that. Then we need to add a bit of decoration, just so that everything kind of looks the same as everything else. So what we're going to do is, I want you to draw a horseshoe shape, like that. So a bit like the ends of these lozenges here. We'll do that on both sides. 1, 2, just like that. Then let's draw a couple of other lines, like that. Just so it sort of matches these lines here. Behind the horseshoe, and there we go, nice bit of detail. Then we are just going to add just a couple of little lines behind here, so we're sort of making sleeves for the jacket. And then, you know, we had this sort of wobbly C shape that we used there. I want you to do exactly the same this end of each of these sleeves. So that is just going to be, imagine he was wearing a shirt and just the end of the shirt is sticking out the sleeves like that. Okay, and the final thing is the actual flipper bit. The flipper itself is going to be sticking out the end of the sleeves, and all we do for that is we just do a little bit of a sort of triangle shape with a sort of slightly rounded tip. It comes out like that. And they are going to be our walrus flippers. Oh, this is a complicated drawing, isn't it? But I think it's a really good one. I think that's all of the detail. Oh no, I forgot a couple of bits. Oh, how can I forget the eyebrows? Let's add a couple of little eyebrows. We're going to add one above there and one above the eye behind the patch. Because even though we don't know what's happened to his eye actually, do we? But he has got an eye. He's certainly got an eyebrow. But there we go. And I think that's everything that we need to draw now. So it's just a question of colouring in our Captain Walker plank. So, are you ready? Now, you can do yours whatever colours you like. The actual walrus itself, they're usually sort of a grey colour. Grey, sort of greyish, slightly brown kind of colour. But you can do yours whatever you like. And as for your pirate's outfit, whatever you want. I think I'm going to do mine pretty much traditional. It's going to be black mainly, and all these detail bits are going to be gold. But if you want to add a few little dots and details here and there, you can do whatever you like. And the feathers, you can do whatever colour you like. But feel free to copy me if you want to. I'm going to go into speed mode to do my colouring because I want to make sure it's really good. So I'm going to see you back here in about 30 seconds or a minute or something, okay? Are you ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So, there we go. There is my finished version of Captain Walker Plank, the pirate walrus. And I don't know if you can see, I've added a bit of shadow underneath here. Do you remember I said if you just had a bit of scribble next to where their feet or their bodies or whatever it is touches the ground, it makes it look like they're on a surface and it really makes a big difference to your picture. So I've coloured my walrus pretty much grey and the traditional pirate uniform colours of black and gold. I've made the belt kind of a brown leather belt and the feathers sort of like a greeny, bluey, yellowy sort of colour. But hopefully yours are all sorts of different colours and I really can't wait to see your drawings. Now this one was a bit of a trickier one. There's a lot more detail involved. So hopefully you've managed to get to the end and you've finished your drawings off. Do you remember what I said? If you don't like the way your drawing is going, don't just screw it up and throw it away. Just keep on drawing. There is no right answer to this. It doesn't have to look exactly like mine. I can't wait to see all of your walruses, in fact. I'm sure they're really, really good. In order for me to see them, this is what has to happen. You have to get somebody to take a picture of your drawings. And then if you post it on Twitter or Instagram using the hashtag #DrawWithRob, that way I'll try and get to see it. I do get sent thousands of drawings, so I'd really try and see all of them, but occasionally I do miss them, but I'm really going to try and see your drawing. So do share it with me, and who knows, your drawing might make the grid at the end of the day. So I hope you've enjoyed drawing this pirate walrus with me, Captain Walker Plank. Don't forget the Draw with Rob activity book. It's out now if you'd like to buy it. I think you'll really enjoy it. I just want to say thank you so much for drawing along with me today. I want you to enjoy the rest of your day, and I am going to see you very soon for another Draw with Rob video. But do you know what? There's one thing I've forgotten to do. I can't believe that I forgot to do it. I'm going to sign my drawing right at the end of the video. Don't forget to sign yours too. And I will see you soon for another Draw with Rob. Take care.